Ladies and gentlemen, the chair of the 2014 MLK Holiday Celebration Planning Committee, Lynette Holmes, and Reverend Mikhail Kuro, Executive Director of the Interfaith Center for Racial Justice.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Well, let me take this opportunity to welcome each and every one of you to the Interfaith Center for Racial Justice's 27th annual Dr. Martin Luther King Holiday Celebration of Macomb County. Now, I know a lot of you are wondering why the change in venue. We're here at the beautiful Dakota High School, and we're thrilled about it. But let me explain. As our celebration has gotten larger and larger over the years, one of the challenges that we face is the difficulty in keeping focus on our program. So it is our hopes that by gathering you all here in the auditorium and having you view the main part of our program, and then we'll just kind of flow out into the atrium, the beautiful atrium, and then have our dinner out there. That way, each and every one of you will have an opportunity to socialize and network and just all around have a good time. Now, one of the other reasons why we're having it here at a local school, it further instills that this is a community-wide event. And we know that in order to realize Dr. King's dream, really realize his dream, we have to involve and engage our next generation.
Again, I'm the Reverend Mikhail Kuro, the Executive Director of the Interfaith Center for Racial Justice. I too want to thank you for joining us, and thanks to all of you who brought personal care items to put onto the bus to help the working poor. Our theme for tonight is By the Power of Your Love. It comes from Dr. King's 1957 sermon entitled Loving Your Enemies. And it is by the power of our love that we can create the beloved community that Dr. King espoused. It is by the power of our love that we can ensure that everyone has equal opportunity to reach their full potential. It is by the power of our love that we can come together as brothers and sisters, Christians and Muslims, straight and gay, Republican and Democrat, rich and poor, black, brown, and white, and create a tomorrow where one's zip code will not define whether one receives a quality education, job opportunities, access to health care, or proper transportation. And it is by the power of your love that we encourage you to move out in 2014 to work to improve your workplace, strengthen your community, and meet your neighbors.
Now, our program this evening will first focus on the achievement of an outstanding teacher and some of our area students. We then, having celebrated the 50th anniversary of the March on Washington, will take time out on this Martin Luther King Day to listen to the words of Dr. King, his own words, the I Have a Dream speech. and we're going to listen to it in its entirety. Now, a lot of people have heard snippets of this most famous speech, but not too many people have heard the speech in its entirety. We're going to do that for you this evening. And as we commemorate Dr. King, let us take out time, just a moment, to hear his call to racial justice and to understand that it is just as meaningful today as it was 50 years ago when it was delivered.
Finally, let us tonight celebrate. Celebrate how far we've come as a county, as a society. In doing so, let us be mindful that we are carrying the torch of Dr. King's legacy, and there's still much work to be done to unite us. So tonight, we wish to propose a challenge. That is, we ask that every school in the county, every business, every congregation and organization to schedule the time in 2014 to mix it up.
Well, Reverend Curl, what do you mean by mix it up?
What I mean is that for over a decade, the Southern Law Poverty Center has been inviting schools as part of their Teach Tolerance project to mix it up during lunch. In other words, Mix It Up is scheduled to encourage students to sit with someone they don't know, to have an opportunity to talk and to know somebody different. But this is a simple idea that doesn't need to just be limited to our schools. How many folks at churches, synagogues, temples, and mosques really know the people that they gather with to worship every week?
Now, how many businesses, now let's think about this, how many businesses and places of employment take the time out, and how many people to really get to know somebody else? It's a simple thing, and all you have to do is schedule time to maybe eat with someone at lunchtime, 20 minutes or so, and sit down with someone you just don't know. Hey, it can make a big difference.
Fear is often what keeps us separated. And until we get to know folks, we cannot be united truly as brothers and sisters. As an incentive, the ICRJ will highlight the business, congregation, or school that tells the most compelling story in our 2015 Martin Luther King publication, a publication that we distribute to thousands.
Now, Macomb County, you heard the challenge. Now let's mix it up, okay? How about it?
Yes, please take the challenge in 2014, and let me now introduce an outstanding teacher, the winner of last year's Rise Beyond the Horizon Mel Miller Memorial Award, Miss Jamie L. Curry, who knows a little bit about how to mix it up to bring folks together. Jamie.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure to be with you tonight, and what an honor it was to receive the Rise Beyond the Horizon Award last January. At Warren-Mott High School, I teach English to refugee and recently immigrated students. Though my job is to facilitate my students' acquisition of the English language, my purpose is to foster tolerance within my classroom and to show my students that they are equal to every other student at our high school, that they are Americans just like their native-born peers. Tonight, I am delighted to have the good fortune of announcing this year's Rise Beyond the Horizon Mel Miller Memorial Award winner, Mr. Yasso Yasso. A fellow Warren-Mott High School math teacher, Mr. Yasso has been a legend, an institution, in fact, for the 16 years he has taught in Warren Consolidated Schools. Mention the name Mr. Yasso to any student, and the reactions will be all shades of magnificence. His grace is tempered with a revered respect for all students. Never will you hear Mr. Yasso raise his voice or speak without kindness and wisdom. He defines tolerance within his classroom and with every action and every word. Please watch the big screen to learn more about Mr. Yasso.
Good evening. My name is Mike DeVault, ISD Superintendent of Macomb County. On behalf of the 150,000 students in the 21 districts here in Macomb, we want to welcome you all to this momentous event. I am pleased and honored to present the 2014 Rise Beyond the Horizon Award to Warren Consolidated Schools mathematics teacher Yasso Yasso. He was nominated by his colleagues because he embodies and practices the promotion of mutual respect, understanding, appreciation for culture, and ethnic diversity and justice.
He makes kids feel good about themselves. He gets to know them. He establishes the relationships and is able to kind of touch the heart of the child first, and then he starts to work on the mind, and it's amazing because just the rapport he has with staff, students is incredible. I mean, he makes an impact every day when he walks in the building.
Yasso's purpose in teaching is to show his students not to prejudice people. He says no one ever knows what anyone may be going through. Crisis or not, we all belong to the human race, and in the end, we all want to be heard and understood, to be cared for and loved, and most importantly, we want to feel like we belong. Furthermore, he states, that's why he shares with his students the need to revisit past prejudices and stereotypes and leave his classroom with a motto to treat people the way they want to be treated, not the way people may treat you. Mr. Yasso is described as a constant advocate for students and a true champion of diversity.
He's a very unique kind of teacher. He doesn't just teach math. He takes a lot of time out to talk to the kids and get involved in their lives.
Mr. Yasso makes sure all students succeed in his classroom, and he makes sure they understand what he's teaching, so nobody fails.
For the audience, Yasso represents all of our great teachers, and Lansing and Washington, D.C. could learn a lot from him. I want the audience to know that people choose Macomb County because of our great business environment, our effective leaders, and particularly our great public school system here. In fact, as verified by MDE, U of M, and Michigan State University, they report that after 5 years following high school graduation, 64% of Macomb graduates have achieved a bachelor's or an associate's degree. This award is named after a former Macomb ISD school district consultant, was created to recognize an educational professional for serving as an advocate for social change by bringing to the classroom extraordinary practices that help students understand, analyze, and make decisions that promote positive social interactions.
I knew Mel Miller many years ago. I think Mel and Yasso share many of the similar characteristics, very focused on students and their well-being.
Mel Miller, who passed away in September of 2006, was a social studies consultant for the county for 22 years. He was active in numerous local and state and national organizations committees, and receiving this special honor for his work tonight. Please welcome Yasso Yasso as our distinguished winner tonight. Congratulations.
First, I'd like to say it's an honor to get this award. I'm not sure what I did to deserve it. I would think that all the teachers that we have would do the same things that I do. I have to go back to Macomb Community College and thank Professor Hart, who was the one person that I could count on because I wasn't sure where I was going with my life. But he pushed me in the right direction, guided me, and talked me into being a teacher. And I have to say that that's probably the most rewarding part of my life right now. I would like to thank him and just say that I think every student in any high school deserves a person like that there for them. I'd also like to add that in many ways, the kids, the students, the colleagues, all look at me as a single person. That's not the case. I could not do half the things that I do without them, the secretaries, the custodians, my administrators, and people throughout the entire district. It wouldn't be right if I left out my wife, because she gives up a lot of her time with me so that I can go see my students in band concerts, sport venues, and many other activities that they have outside of school, which is important to me.
He gives so much of his time to others, and it's really meaningful to the kids. I mean, just knowing you're there is really important to them.
I think that one of the most important things that we can do as educators is understand that these students are individuals first and students second, because they have to understand how to get along in society. We have 4 years to teach them that everyone is different, but yet many of us have a lot of things in common. And the last thing I'd like to add is that most of us have to understand that you can't judge things by the way they look. You have to really get to know them first and then move from there.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Yasso is here with us tonight. Let's give him a round of applause.
Good evening, everyone. I am Paul Sibley, the proud principal of Dakota High School. Tonight is a celebration about everything Dr. King represents and everything he contributed and still contributes to our society. As the principal of a school of nearly 2,800 students, my staff and I have a daily charge of motivating and supporting students to be everything that they can be academically and socially, while constantly instilling in them strong moral standards and ethics. In order to allow students to work to the peak of their ability, we recognize that our first priority is to make students feel confidence in themselves. To do this, they must first feel comfortable with themselves, which for a high school student is not always easy. Students must feel safe to walk our halls. They must trust the adults charged with leading them to the futures they desire, and they must be willing to push themselves even at the risk of failure. To accomplish this, students must also feel comfortable with each other, no matter what their backgrounds look like. They must know that the people around them are going to treat them with respect and celebrate their differences, while helping them strive toward similar goals. The diversity in a school shows itself in many different ways. Our students come from different upbringings. They are of different races and ethnicities. They come from extremely different socioeconomic situations. They have different faith traditions, and they are all unique. Macomb County schools provide a wonderful mixture of young adults who every day get experience of what the real world should look like. Public schools are given the challenge of accepting and educating all children, no matter what their situation or backgrounds look like. We take great pride as public educators in the fact that we provide high caliber education to children of all ability levels, all backgrounds, and all cultures. Dr. King dedicated his life to the dream of creating a harmonious environment for a society filled with diversity, which by itself is admirable. His accomplishments make him the iconic figure that he is seen as today. I believe our county's schools would make Dr. King proud. As we all know, diversity provides opportunity for creating well-rounded, globally aware citizens. The more we know about each other, the more opportunity we create for our communities and our students. I feel honored to be part of tonight's celebration, as celebrating diversity and acceptance is something that Macomb County Schools attempts to instill in all of its students. So on behalf of Chippewa Valley Schools and Dakota High School, welcome. Now, Now, 3 years ago, as part of the ICRJ's silver anniversary, they launched a high school art contest, inviting students from throughout the county to participate in an art contest where they can both gain recognition of the arts, but more importantly, also deepen their knowledge of Dr. King and understanding of the civil rights movement.
Art, like the Rise Beyond the Horizon Award, is done by the ICRJ in partnership with the Macomb Intermediate School District. The art submitted is received by the MISD and then judged by the MLK Holiday Celebration Planning Committee. Eventually, the top 3 finalists are chosen. The MISD generously frames the top 3 pieces and awards cash prizes to the students, earning first, second, and third places. Taking second and third place respectively were Alexa Joyce and Allison Lewis. Both are students at Henry Ford II under the instruction of Miss Jacqueline Cooper. This year's third place finalist, Allison Lewis, was the winner of last year's competition. Job well done, ladies.
And the winner of the 2014 MLK Holiday High School Art Contest is Mark Cassidy Villanos. Cassidy is a senior at Lakeview High School in St. Clair Shores. His art instructor is Miss Katie Schur.
As the winner of the annual MLK Holiday High School Art Contest, Cassidy not only receives a cash prize, $100, and has his artwork framed by the MISD, he also has a photo of his drawing printed on the cover of ICRJ's MLK Holiday publication, distributed to thousands before and on the MLK holiday. Further, his artwork will hang in the Charles H. Wright Museum of African American History during the month of February.
The artwork entered into the annual contest is also part of the traveling art exhibit.
That's right. Each year, after the MLK holiday celebration, the art travels throughout the county to various libraries and civic centers during February through August, before returning to the MISD in the fall. Through the traveling exhibit, thousands more are able to view and appreciate the great work of some of our county's young artists and learn more about Dr. King and the work of the ICRJ. The first and second place artists, Cassidy and Alexa, are here with us tonight with members of their respective families. Let's please give them a round of applause.
Friends, it is now my pleasure to introduce to you a video produced by Christian Mueller, the assistant principal at Jeannette Junior High. Jeannette Junior High is one of the most diverse schools in the county, which I'm sure is a significant point of pride of theirs. The video highlights an incredible art project led by Mr. Joseph Acker and his students. Please watch.
I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today.
My name is Joe Acker, and I teach art at Jeannette Junior High School in Sterling Heights, Michigan. Wanted to draw, who had a cultural impact, who had a societal impact, who could represent Jeannette Junior High the best. We're one of the most diverse schools I think I've ever been at. And they chose to draw Martin Luther King Jr.
We drew Martin Luther King because he inspired many people to join together, not by the color of their skin, but by their character. project حلوة لأنه like كلنا مهندسين خلى كذا خذ خوالي بس بالبداية يعني أمولف لنا مدرس داخل أمولف له. What I thought about this project was important to us is that because we drew this American figure, all of us came together as one and we felt like we were closely related in family, like brothers and sisters.
What I liked about the project, and it meant a lot to me because people from different languages and everywhere around the world came together and made this like one piece that a lot of people can't make. And what was good about it is because we all came together.
There's kids from all over the world in this class. They didn't know each other's names. They didn't know how to interact. By the end of it, they really came together as a community. They are really close now because of it. And I've seen it really impact their ability to draw. They have a lot more confidence. They like each other more. They're, I don't know. It was, they grew as people, not just as artists. They grew as people.
Will be able to join hands and sing in the words of the old Negro spiritual, free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we are free at last.
And tonight, both Mr. Acker, the art instructor, and Mr. Mueller, the videographer and assistant principal at Jeanette, are here tonight as guests of the ICRJ. Let's please give them one more round of applause.
Ladies and gentlemen, in their efforts to further reach the next generation, the ICRJ launched an elementary school oratory contest last fall. Elementary students from all over the county were invited to recite a passage of Dr. King's Loving Your Enemies and send in a video. The winner of the inaugural MLK Holiday Elementary School Oratory Contest is the lovely Miss Amaya Toma, a 5th grader at Hatherley Elementary School. In being chosen winner, Amaya's entire class will receive a pizza party thanks to the Clinton Township Diversity Committee. Also, you're in for a treat. Amaya is here tonight to give her recitation live. Amaya?
Love your enemies. Yes, it is love that will save our world. Love even for our enemies. Love has within it a power that eventually changes people. Because if you hate your enemies, you have no way to help and change them. But if you love your enemies, you will discover that at the very root of love is the power to change people. You just keep loving people and keep loving them even though they're mistreating you. Here's a person who's a neighbor, and this person is doing something wrong to you. Just keep being friendly to that person. Keep loving them. Don't do anything to embarrass them. Just keep loving them. And by the power of your love, they'll break down under the load. That's love. You see, there's something about love that builds up and is creative. There's something about hate that tears down and is destructive. So love your enemies.
The past and the future collide.
Doves glide through the tsunami winds created from our vibe.
As we walk on jagged edges, they become straight lines.
By the power of my love,
I grasped the shoulders of young Malcolm X and Edgar Allan Poe.
Rebellious and led by angels with iridescent smiles yelling out, OBC!
Ready to make demons of injustice flee. By the power of your love, I can travel time. I can unravel those tattered ropes and exchange them for newly braided restoration. But I don't let your mind wander in that direction. You're here now.
You can heal those who have hurt you.
For they have only strengthened you.
Forge the blocks of their small minds higher than the Eiffel Tower.
And I'm trying to mold mountains into inner chi that represents us properly. You see, we design our own Mount Rushmores with the power of your love.
Barricades shattered.
Eviscerating the limitations of space.
Monkeys and gorillas from the planet of the apes bow at our grace through the power of your love.
I resign and present me freely as you push deeper against walls that were built to conserve.
Touchdown, score!
Freedom!
The power of our love.
Man, so no half step. Until they envision our progression.
We're opportunists. We're obsessed with the simple thought of perfection.
And right there blossoms a lesson that I never seem to question. You see, long as it's from the heart, it's already perfect.
Know that it is me, rumbling, revitalizing that earth beneath your feet.
By the power of our love, I uplift everyone around me.
I coax clouds to step aside. Then I grasp the tops of your skull caps as my souls leave the ground. When I levitate, I take you all with me.
We silence tyrants.
And give Simon an assignment.
Coruscating brighter than a discharging star.
Giving sight to those who don't see at all.
Being a father.
Mother.
A sister.
A brother.
And evaporating segregation of color. Because on the inside,
we're all just cotton candy.
Truth is guava, savoring memories of blood.
People.
Land.
I remember desiring my freedom with the knowledge of who I really am. An ancient king.
A slave.
A blacksmith.
A revolutionary.
Warrior.
That makes me the strongest person here through the power of your love.
Love ignites the dust between apathy and humanity. It eclipses my insecurities so I can cherish that ivory tulip blossoming in my shadow.
We ascertain the wisdom of those before us.
Lurking through unkept eyes of justice.
Freedom, liberty, and equality.
Feeling that emotion.
But stabbing it deep within us.
Whenever we thought that their tortures were in vain.
Envision the activists fighting for our rights with picket sign and lighting like heavenly scripture.
Fighting to break the chains of injustice and educate the youth.
Bringing justice to the natives.
Burning those blankets filled with smallpox.
Bringing life to those where death was adjacent.
Through the power of your love, I can overcome all things.
For your love is a better teacher than all my violent tribulations.
Our benevolence eradicates hate.
We engulf defeat, and we felt obsolete amongst the least, but we still taste that buttermilk sweet sugar of victory if one person was moved by this message through the power of your love.
I empower me.
Move!
When I walk in the room, let the sun shine through. I am just a reflection of the God in all of you.
Darkness cannot drive out darkness.
Only light can do that.
And hate sure can't drive out hate.
Only love can do that.
Dr. King's reality check payment was 1,000,000 feet walking across pavement.
Blood in the concrete, he let his mind speak through the power of his love.
The power of our love lets us run back and forth to the Himalayas, but the pain of his death cemented on our backs.
From glorious people who said,
I am somebody.
Throughout their speech, from tired women who refused to move from seat.
From doctors and pastors who walk the streets.
To them ignorant lips saying, child, these times ain't so stiff. We embrace them all
through the power of our love.
Warning, warning, barrier breaking.
Fight for our rights and strike deep into the lights of freedom.
Reach inside of yourselves. Cup your hands like a glass to drink from that Niagara of incandescent red lava that's flowing within all of you.
And acknowledge that it can be both beautiful and destructive depending on how each and every one of you use it.
That hot and lively pool that you have throbbing in your palms, that is the power of your love. And that pulse is like a trumpet echoing through chambers and valves to soft strokes of a harp.
Notes so soft yet grotesquely sharp, we'll draw blood to get this point across. Through the power of your love.
Again, the Executive Director of the Interfaith Center for Racial Justice, Reverend Mikhail Kuro.
Friends, hopefully you've been inspired by the powerful words of Dr. King and the youth that we've highlighted today. I once again want to encourage you to leave here tonight committed to scheduling a mix-it-up lunch or day at your office, your schools, or in your neighborhood. I further want to encourage you to participate in a Listen, Learn, and Live module this spring, or perhaps to help sponsor youth in our Listen, Learn, and Live summer camp for teenagers. By the power of our love, we can carry the torch of Dr. King's legacy to help unite and strengthen our communities, our county, our region, our state, our country, and even the world. It is my honor now to offer a short invocation before we leave this auditorium to go and eat and socialize. But before I do so, I have some directions to help you get to your tables. First, I want to encourage you to exit through one of the 3 exits, that being the exit in the back where most of you came in. There's also exits on the side, one over here and one over there. When you get outside, ushers will be present to help lead you in the right direction. But just for a pointer, those on the right-hand side of the buffets are tables 1 through 42. On the other hand side are 43 through 89. After you're situated, I also encourage you to get seated as quickly as possible. That way it helps you to get to your food and everyone to get through the buffet. Now let us pray. Gracious and loving God, you have created a wonderfully diverse and beautiful world, and therefore your children call you by many names. However addressed, thankfully you always listen, respond, and provide for us. We thank you for this, and we especially thank you tonight for the opportunity to come together here in Macomb County to commemorate the late Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., who still calls and challenges us to build the beloved community of brothers and sisters where everyone has equal opportunity to reach one's full potential. Thank you for the ICRJ and all working to remind us that it is to your will for us. Help us to give more of our time, treasure, and talent to this effort. And dear God, thank you for the food that we are about to enjoy. Thank you for those who prepared it and will serve it to us. Thank you for the means to afford such luxurious sustenance. And may the meal strengthen both our bodies and spirit to make Martin's dream come true for everyone. Amen.